Back in the confessional, and yes, we are staying lit. Alright. See, we just waiting on. We live. So, alright, man. Thank you, everybody, for coming in. Just please come in, sit down. We got another wonderful live for y'all today. It's not actually about the woman who got caught in the man's apartment. It's a woman who got set up by her co-workers. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I ain't never been set up by my co-workers. So let's get into the video. I'm not about to hold y'all. We're gonna check this one out.
I was set up by my coworker and jumped by 2 men and 3 girls. So let me tell you how it went. I'm at this job. I'm in a rural area in Alabama. I meet this guy. Long story short, they have a layoff. So supposedly he's not from there. I'm not from there. My uncle always told me before he died, never deal with the people from there. So this guy, my coworker, he calls and he says, "Hey, we're having game night, playing spades. We're gonna be drinking. You should come over." So mind you, it was like middle of the day, summertime. My first mind said no, but I'm like, why not? He wanted me to come along, but something told me to take my roommate. So we leave. We're there. We walk in. It's a middle-aged couple at the time, and another guy, my coworker, me, my roommate. So we're playing spades. They have everything that I like there. They got the Bud Light line. They got the 3, the 1800, everything that I like to drink. So we're playing spades. Everything is cool. We talking junk. Next thing I know, they say, "Hey, let's go outside and play in the garage so we can see some sun." I'm like, "Okay, cool." So we out there. Now we're drinking. We're playing cards. Me and my roommate, we're going against the older couple. We're smacking cards, talking junk. Next thing I know, my intuition says, "Get your stuff and leave." But I wait. I say about a minute later, a car pulls up. This girl jumps out. She's huge. She's not tall, but she's pretty wide. She's way bigger than me. And she jumps out and she says, "Yeah, bitch, I bench press 300. So I'm looking at my roommate because I'm like, "What the heck? What is going on? Who's she talking to?" Next thing I know, the lady that we're playing with, she proceeds to stand up with the beer bottle, and she got ready to hit me across my face. Now, I'm not paying attention because I'm so distracted by looking at the girl and what she's saying, but my roommate see it. So my roommate steps in the way. They hit her first. Next thing I know, they all bum rush us. They literally barricade us in the garage. They're beating us. The big girl I'm telling you about, I can remember her taking my hair and wrapping it in her hands and just beating me. So the guys as well, they're not hitting me in my face, but the guys are body shots. And at the time, that'd be me and my roommate. And by the grace of God, I brought my roommate with me because she was literally trying to shield me from getting beat. Then they started to this goes on for a while. Once it's over, they basically tell me that they're keeping me here. So I'm like, what is going on? Like, what's going on? Me and my roommate, we so confused. They tell my roommate she can go. But she's like, no, she's not staying here. She's not staying here because if I leave, I'm calling the police. So they started to tell me that I owe them money, but I'm confused because, like I said, I don't know these people. I'm not from here. I was set up by my coworker and jumped by. I said in the last video, it just didn't make sense. I didn't know these people. They didn't know me. I'm not even from here. And to reiterate on things that were said before, I said that my uncle always told me never to deal with the people in that place, and I didn't have any people from there. My uncle had moved to Alabama and bought land in Alabama. We still didn't have any family there, but my uncle had passed. But before he passed, he told me never deal with these people because they are very jealous people. And they do bad things with no cause. This is just what he told me. So it was my duty to listen, but I didn't. So once they let us go after they beat us, I couldn't understand why this had happened. Now let's back up. 6 months prior, I had a friend there. A friend that told me that her family, they do taxes, and you can go here and get your taxes done. Mind you, these people knew that I wasn't from there and they knew I didn't have family there. So the guy that did my taxes, it was all set up to take all of my money and it was supposed to be nothing that I could do about it. And as they did that. So Long story short, I got my roommate mom to pretend to be my mom so that she could go and get my money back for me that he had took from me. Because basically, when I went to see where my money went, it showed me exactly where it went, whose account it went into and everything. So when she went up there, in my defense, I'm with her, and she said, this is my daughter's money. If you don't give her if you do not give her the money today, that's hers, I'm going to call the necessary people to get your business shut down and everything. So immediately he was very apologetic. We immediately go to the bank. As I said, he had my money deposited into his account, so he had to cut me a check. We had to get a check cut at the bank. So I get my money back. Now I'm moving on with life. I'm not even thinking about this. All of this happened because they had already planned to pay different people for whatever reason with my money. So when I took my money back, they had to let the people know where the money went for whatever scam he had going on. And now these people wanted whoever had the money, which was me, but it was really my money. So now that wasn't the last time I seen these people jumping on me. There were other occasions where this so-called friend that pointed me in that direction, that they basically knew that I was going to get jumped on several other occasions. I said in the last video, it just didn't make sense. So again, I said in the last video, this was not the last time that I seen these people and that they tried to jump on me. So all of this happened in a small town called Lincoln. And just to go over something in the last video, no, I did not play cards with the same guy that took my money. No. The guy that took my money had set up something with the guy that was my coworker. But my coworker was supposedly from another state. He was from Florida. But in actuality, he was from Alabama pretending to be from Florida. And it was all a setup. I didn't even know that they knew each other. As I said, all of this happened in a small town called Lincoln. So let's fast forward. Now, I don't even hang in Lincoln. I actually have I have a place, but it's in another part, not Lincoln. So now I'm in Talladega, Alabama. So every time I go to the store, I say about 3 or 4 times I went to the store, I've run into this older guy, this older man. I mean, he could be about, I say like 60, maybe 50, 60 years old. And every time I see him at the store, he's saying, yeah, I'm going to get them girls to get you. I'm going to get them girls to get you. So I'm like, what are you talking about? At this point, after they jumped on me, now that was my cue to always carry. Now I ain't scared of nothing. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on, But I can't leave. It's not like I know people saying, why didn't you just leave? Because I moved. Because I actually took a chance and I moved somewhere else to make a life for myself because where I'm from is not a good place. So moving on. So now he's saying, yeah, I'm getting the girls on. So I'm like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? So as he's saying this, another guy walks out the store. And he like, yeah, you need to pay my folks his money, pay my folks. So I'm like, who is your folks? And why y'all keep talking about some money? What are y'all talking about? That's when I find out they mentioned the guy's name who did my taxes. So I'm like, what? Like, now everything is starting to make sense. Basically, he did a scam. And he had these people involved, and somehow he was going to use some of my money to pay them, and now they're looking for me to pay them. But I'm not paying you because I have nothing to do with whatever y'all had going on. Like, I don't know you, you don't know me, so whatever he told you, that's really between you and him. But these people are not like normal people, I'm going to say that, in this small town. They're not normal, so they're not trying to hear none of that. Only thing they see is that, hey, I see you. I know you got a lot of money. They knew that my uncle had a lot of money before he passed, and they wanted the money. So it's basically me. And now every time I go somewhere, I just got to make sure that I got my protection and I'm good. Because I can't leave. I can't move. Like my lease, I got a lease and everything. So let's fast forward. My friend, the one that pointed me in the direction to go to her family to even get my taxes done. I don't even know that she's involved with this at the time. I don't know this because, like I said, this is a small town. I'm in a whole nother town. I don't even know at the time that all of these towns are connected and all of these people are related. I don't know this because I'm not from there. So the friend tells me, hey, they're doing a video shoot. you should come through. You know, everybody's going to be in the video. It's going to be food. It's going to be drinks. So as I said, that was how I got set up before. Now I'm on alert. Like, you know, even though I don't know that my friend has anything to do with it, I'm just on alert now because I got jumped from, if anybody tells me come somewhere and we're drinking. So I don't come alone. I don't come alone. I have my friend, one of my friends that I met. She's actually from California, but she was new there. So me and her, we were cool. I have another friend that I was friends with from the military, but she actually lived in another small town around there. So we got together and we were all hanging out. So I'm like, hey, you know, my friend said there's a video shoot. Y'all want to ride with me? They like, yeah, let's go. You know, because I've learned now. I'm not going anywhere by myself and I'm ready. So we get to the video shoot. I can kind of tell when I pulled up, the energy is like something is saying, don't get out the car. And by this point, I listen to my intuition and I don't trust nothing. So I'm sitting in the car. So my friend from Cali, I'm going to say Cali and the girl from the military. So they like ready to party. Like, what's up? Come on, let's get out. Let's get out. Let's get in the car. Let's go party. I'm like, hold up, wait. Now we done met up with my friend, the one that invited me here. So she's telling me, yeah, come on, y'all, get out the car. They doing the video shoot over there. Woo, woo, woo. Now I see the older guy. The older guy that keeps stopping me at the store, talking about he's going to get some girls on me. I see him. Not only do I see him, the girl from Cali says, hey, she calls my name. Who is that right there? Keep pointing at you. So I'm like, who? It's the guy I'm looking at. I already got eyes on him. So she's like, what he pointing at you for? Now, Cali, the girl from Cali, they had jumped on her. But the difference was she hurt a couple people, right? And they ended up having to go, you know, a lot of things happened behind that. But aside, that's her story to tell. But so she wasn't afraid and she knew what these people were about. So she was ready and she knew that I was a good person. So she was ready to defend me. But I'm thinking at this point, no, we're not going to, you know, battle because it's too many of them. It's not enough of us. We're just going to leave if that's the issue and what's going on. So now that I got eyes on him, I see him walking closer to my car saying, that's that bitch. Pointing at me. That's that bitch right there. Yeah, I'm about to call these females up here. The females are basically already here. So as he's pointing at me, now he's pointing behind my car because they're coming in by the carloads. I mean, it's 3, 4, 5 cars. They're coming in by the carloads and they're coming towards us. So I tell my homegirl, say, hey, get in the car. Now my homegirl at the car, the one that invited me, she's there like, man, what's up? What's up? I immediately pull off on her. No explanation. Bag up. At this point, I don't trust nobody. Now I'm out of here. So now my homegirl from Cali, she's basically breaking it down like, hey, they was finna set you up. Like, they was about to set you up. So I'm like, well, you know, now I'm thinking about it, I'm like, yeah, it kind of seemed like that. But I don't want to think like this about my friend because, like I said, my friend ain't never showed me no type of, you know, none of that. But at this point, it's just it's all coming together. So basically, we leave. We get out of there. Basically, I ended up just, if only you knew. Just imagine a whole field. We're in the country. It's a whole field of grass and a bunch of people about to have a video shoot. I mean, a lot of people in cars coming towards me. I take off. At this point, I don't care who's in the way. Anybody can get it. Ain't no kids out here. That's all I know. It's all grown people, so I'm not worried about who I hit. So I scare out the way. I'm out. So as I said, my friend, now that I think about it, my friend, she never called to say, hey, you know, dang, you left so fast. She never said anything. All she was saying was, oh, where y'all going? You know, when I got ready to pull off. Now let's fast forward. Okay, so months has passed by. And at this point, I'm like, I need to get out of this area, period. Like, they got a lot going on. Just let me get out of the way. So I moved to Birmingham. Okay, but I ended up coming back down because, as I said, my uncle had land down in that area. So a couple years later, I come down and I actually go and see somebody that, you know, I used to know down there, basically. A guy I used to date. I'm going to say that. So I go and I see him, but it's nothing like that. I'm just actually seeing him because it's been years since I've seen him. Also, he helped me to not get prison time. I'll say that but that's another story to tell. So I go and see him. I have a lot of respect for him. I go and see him. We're sitting, we're talking, and basically, there's a knock on the door. So I tell him, I said, hey, whoever it is, don't tell nobody that I'm here. And one thing I knew about this town is that if you are a new person, you know, they can't wait to tell somebody, hey, I got the new girl here, you know, because everybody knows you. If you're new, when you come to a small town, you're a hot commodity. So not only that, they hated me too. They loved me and some of them hated me. So he like, all right, cool. So I go in the other room. But something tells me, no, I go to the bathroom. But something tells me to listen, to see what he's saying. Because, you know, I just feel like he's going to say that you're in here. So I listen. He think I'm using the bathroom. I'm listening. He not only tells him that, yeah, I got this chick over here, woo. The guy like, oh, who you got in there? Let me see. Is she bad? He like, yeah, she real bad. He pulled my picture up on Facebook. I hear it. And he like, this? So I'm peeking around the corner. It's that guy, the older guy. The same guy that I keep seeing at the store. He says again, that's that bitch. That's that bitch right there. I'm finna call some females over here. Mind you, I'm in the country. I'm parked in his house, and where he's parked, where his house is, the houses are very close together. It's not a big backyard. It's kind of hard to get out. It's real muddy. I had a Charger at the time. At this point, I'm blocked in because now I'm looking. I'm trying to figure out how am I about to get out of here. My car is blocked in by the older guy. So he on the phone. So again, I said in the last video, So like I said before, I'm in the house. I'm in here. I'm stuck. I see the old man. He don't see me though. So now I got to figure out how am I going to get out? I got to get out of here. I'm in the bathroom. The window is stuck. I don't know if it's painted. It's stuck. So now I'm trying to go through this house. And like I said, this is my first time in his house. Even living in this location, it's been years since I've seen him. So I don't know my way around this house. So now I go to another room. I see a window, but my intuition says, find the back door. So I scram through the house because like I said, I only know one way I came in and they are in the living room. So once I finally find the back door. But I don't know if y'all remember these old TVs. It was like a floor model TV, but they were really, really heavy. Like the first TV ever built. They were really, really heavy. So he had one of those and like one of those big, huge speakers on top of it. Plus it's a plank on the door, because in Alabama, it's like in the country, a lot of those houses, it's weird. So they don't want anybody coming and kicking in their back door. So he had one of those. So long story short, I got to try to lift this plank and move this big heavy TV with this big speaker on top. So as I do this, I find the strength of 10 men and lift this up and move this just a little bit so I can kind of squeeze my body out to get out the back door. But by this time, they hear me. So I can hear the older guy say, what you doing back there, cub? What's up? What you doing back there? So by this time, my adrenaline is rushing even more to just, I don't feel no pain. I just squeeze through this little crack, squeeze through between the door and the TV, squeeze through the door, got out. Now by this point, I'm in the backyard. Now in Alabama, in some places, the mud is kind of like quicksand. So I'm stumbling through the mud. Like I said, there's a lot of mud. Now I got to get to my car. Once I get to my car, I see he's parked behind me. He's in a truck. I'm in a Charger. So I can't just bag up and move his truck out of the way. Plus, there's a dog back here. I got to get out of the way and not hit this dog as well. So I get in my car. By this point, I'm rolling. Mud is kicking up everywhere. At this point, I done got stuck. Once I got in the backyard, I done got stuck a little bit. Like I said, it's not a lot of space. So once I get stuck in the mud, now I'm bagging up, I'm just like, oh my God, what am I about to do? So by this point, it's like, I don't know. It's like God just give me a little push. I get a little push, and all of a sudden, I kind of avoid the dog, but scurry around, still sliding in the mud, but kind of make it on the side of the house. Now, when I go on the side of the house, I can see from the street, it's street lights. Not the street lights, but lights from a car, meaning that there's a car parked in the front yard. Now, I got to get up this small tiny little hill to make it to the front to get out. And how it is, it's a huge ditch that goes way down, like maybe 10 feet down, right? But there's gravel to where you can get in as far as a driveway. This is how it is in the country. So you got to make sure that you don't hit this ditch and the car doesn't go face down like this. By this point, I'm on the side of the house. Now I got to give it all I got. I'm spinning. Bag up. Spent off again. By this point, I can hear them because I want to hear if they're coming. I done cracked my window a little bit. I want to hear if they're coming around the house to me. I can hear them saying something. I don't know what. By this point, it's like I get another little push. The car just go. It just go. So by this point, I hit to the left because they all parked stupid. They're all parked to the right, even though the road is like so small, only big enough for really one car to get through at a time, unless one car pulls over. I go to the left, so I'm out of Dodge. Now I get out. But see, I sped the story up when I said I moved to Birmingham. Now remind you, I was in Talladega. So I ended up, when I left Talladega, I got an apartment in Pell City. Now that I'm in Pell City, I got a brand new job. Pell City is where a lot of people live. So I just knew they wouldn't come that way. You know, it was a whole different, it was like Pell City was more kind of city-like, but it was still country. But they did have businesses and stuff like that there. So now I'm here, I'm thinking I'm safe. I haven't heard from these people in a while. I got a new job, everything's good. I decided to take my brothers to the beach. So we all go to the beach, me and my brothers, my roommate. We all go to the beach. We get back from the beach. So I decided to go. My brothers, they laying out in the living room. They cooling, you know. I decided, I'm about to go in here and take me a nap. Go in my room. Now, where my room was, the front door was straight ahead. So all I had to do was kind of look out of my bed a little bit, and I can see my front door. Also, where I live now, nobody knows where I live other than me and my roommate. So we're not getting any knocks on the doors like that. If we are, it's something we know that somebody's not, who is it? Anybody would call first. So as I said, I done laid down in the bed. Now all of a sudden it's and it's very aggressive. So I'm like, hold up. Immediately I jump up. As I said, I carry now. Now I jump up, but I know my brother, they carry too. So by this point, my brother, he already kind of know what's going on, but like I said, I never want to get my brothers involved because I just know how things are going to happen, right? So basically, by this point, I grab my protection and I get ready to go immediately towards the door. By this time, my brother's already, who the is that knocking like that? So as soon as he on the door, she screamed, where that bitch at? By this time, my brother, I already see he got on her. By this time, I done ran to the door. So I'm like, oh, bitch, ain't none of that. The people that she's in the car with, how I know these were her people, they immediately, you can just hear the tires just screaming as they pull off and leave her. So by this point, I'm saying my piece, hey, bitch, don't never show up around here. I don't know what you thought this was, but don't pull up here. So now my brother letting it be known, like, yeah, bitch, we here. We live here. We live here now. Like, let them know. Anytime y'all show up, we gonna be here. So by the time they leave, now my brother, he like says, hey, what's going on? Like, this too much. You got to leave. Then I moved to Birmingham. But as soon as I moved to Birmingham, like I said, now I'm 22 years old. Okay. So a lot of mistakes that I made, I had to grow. I didn't know any better. I moved. I had money. So I moved to make a better life for myself. I know a lot of people say, well, why didn't you go to the IRS? Why didn't you go to them? Because we didn't believe in using middlemans where I'm from. And some people say, well, why didn't you go to a professional tax service? Because in the country, it's not like that. In the country, there's so many black people that own their own tax services that's what we do. We go there. We don't do that. And no disrespect, but it's different from the city and the country. I lived in both, so I know. There's no big professional tax services in the country. You're going to find a lot of, like I said, black-owned businesses. And that's just what it is, but I didn't know all of that was going to go on. No, I did not call the police because I had called the police when something happened to me prior there, and the police took me to jail. And how it works there, if you go to jail, they have no bail bond. It's called a cash bond. So anytime a person goes to jail, you're paying anywhere from $2,000 at the minimum or more to get out. And that's just the way it goes in a small town. So no, nobody's calling the police to handle anything they got going on. We don't believe in doing that. Nothing. We believe in handling ourselves, and I believe in karma. And as I said, these people got some of the worst karma that you could ever imagine. Because years later, I say, and once I left there, I moved to Birmingham. Now, once I moved to Birmingham and I've let all of this go, now all of a sudden, what do I see around Christmas time? I'm in Mississippi chilling with my family. But I get a call telling me to look at something. Basically, their house had burned down. The day before Christmas, the house burned down. They lost everything. So I really don't believe in getting people back. I know a lot of people say, well, just get back. I believe in letting the universe work for me. And like I said, the things that they went through, and a lot of them are still going through things they could never, I could have never handled it the way that they did. Like, these people were homeless and everything for a long time and went through a lot. And if you see them now, they do not look the same. Now, fast forward, I moved to Birmingham. But once I moved to Birmingham, I immediately meet this guy who falls in love with me from the first day he seen me. And I needed a place to stay. I had money, but I was living in a hotel. I was living in a hotel paying $100 a night. This guy, he was very, very nice looking. He had his own place. He had his own car. And as a matter of fact, he pointed me in a direction to get me a very good job, making $25 an hour. So he says, hey, you can come and live with me. You can live with me. You don't have to go and spend all this money on a hotel. I'm like, okay, cool. He ends up getting shot in the head. So all while I'm there, I knew something was going on. And I kept saying, if you got something going on, let me know, because I'm letting you know that if somebody come here looking for you, the only person that's going to be left standing is going to be me. So you need to let me know whatever it is that you got going on. But he kept saying, so like I said before, I'm in the house. So as I said, I met this man. I'm staying in a hotel, $100 a night. I'm living in Birmingham now. This man is so fine. So he tells me, hey, you don't have to live in a hotel. You can come and live with me. He points me in the direction to get a good job. Now I got a job making $25 an hour. Okay, so bam. Now I'm working a job. But still in the back of my mind, I've been through so much. You never know what somebody got going on. I done met his mom. I done met his sister. At this point, he let me drive his car. So I'm like, okay, everything good. He can't have nothing going on. But this one particular day, I wake up and I see there's a bunch of people sitting on my car and his car. So I'm like, I go to him like, what's going on? What's going on? He was afraid to go outside and say something. So I went outside like, yo, get off my car now. Like, basically made all of them get off of both of our cars. So then I noticed, I'm like, these people don't respect him. Like, what's going on? They don't respect him. Okay, like I said, now as time has went on a little more time has went on. I started to feel in my mind, I said, something is not right. Something is telling me to leave, right? But he kept trying to reassure me that everything was cool, I was good. You can stay here as long as you want. So something says leave. I leave. Once I leave, and now I'm on my job, I say about 4 days later, I'm on my job. I get a call from his sister. She says, hey, T wants you to come to the hospital. He really wants to see you. So I'm like, what? In the hospital for what? What's wrong with him? She said he's been shot. He's been shot in the head. So I'm like, by who? She says, somebody from the neighborhood. They don't know. And for anybody who think that this story is fake, it actually happened in College Hill Apartments in Birmingham, 2019. So I'm like, oh my God, I knew one thing about from being just in Birmingham and reading the energy. If somebody would did something like that, I'm definitely not going to the hospital, because 9 times out of 10, they will come and try to finish you off if you're still alive. So I'm thinking like, he's been shot in the head, he's still alive. She said, yeah, he's still, he's in ICU. So I'm like, okay, cool. Like I said, that was my saving grace. That feeling that I had that I didn't listen to before, yeah, it led me in the right direction, because I just knew that something wasn't right, and that wasn't my fight. It wasn't my fight, but, he's still alive to this day. But that was my cue to never live with another man. I dated a lesbian that tried to unalive me on several different occasions, and I'm here to tell my story about it. I met this woman, when I tell you she love bombed me, she was beautiful. She was a beautiful woman, feminine woman. She was a truck driver. This woman, she made a lot of money. She had a lot of money to play with. So I just want to let everybody know, be careful. Back then, I got to the point to where, I was in my soft girl era. So basically, this woman, she met me. She wrote me on Facebook. She wrote me on Facebook. We were from the same hometown, but I didn't know her. Like I said, but I didn't live in my hometown. So long story short, we ended up eventually meeting. After talking on the phone for a couple months, we ended up meeting. As I said, while we're talking on the phone, now she's sending me money, like, I mean, at least $500 a week. I had an allowance. She gave me $500 a week. So I didn't have to work. At this point, I stopped working. She bought me a car within 1 month of me talking to her. So at this point, we're going all around. She was a truck driver. Now we're going from state to state. She's taking me shopping. I mean, we are in, this is like, I am happy, happy, happy. We are doing everything that we want to do all over the United States. Just imagine now. So I'm thinking I'm on top of the world, like I said, but this is where the story turns a little bit. So now as time is going on, I'm starting to get this feeling about her that something about her is just not right, because she gets in these moods to where, you know, she'll go missing, or I don't know where she is if I'm not on the road with her. Okay, so now let's fast forward. Now I'm on the road with her. Now it's to the point to where she's got me, basically, I've gotten so used to the money, to the shopping sprees, to the cars, to everything, that now she's playing in my face. She's literally cheating on me in my face. She's doing a lot of things, and it's like I'm dealing with it because of basically the money. That's just being real at this point, even though I really liked her. So now I'm on the road with her. She's pulling up at different places. One particular time she pulled up at a hotel. So I'm thinking, you know, why would we be pulling up at a hotel when we have her truck is really comfortable in here to sleep? We can go inside the truck stop and take a shower. You know, it's not like we're gonna be here for long. So long story short, she went inside and had sex with a man that she already knew. This girl would meet people all over. And so she had people everywhere. At this point, she's pulling up to women houses that she knows. She's pretending that these are her friends. These are people that she's actually giving them money as well. So they know who I am. I just don't know who they are. And this is something that I got to deal with. Like I said, I'm getting an allowance. And back then, that was pretty good. $500 a week to do nothing. Plus, I get shopping sprees, cars, everything. All my bills are paid because she pay all the bills as well. So, moving along. So she bought me a car. Now I'm not going on the road with her as much. Now I'm starting to realize what type of game she's playing, and I'm not willing to play, but I'm willing to play my own game. So basically, I met another girl. She was beautiful as well, and I just started talking to her. I wasn't, you know, it didn't go more than that, but we were just talking. So we were just talking, and I ended up going to Birmingham to see this girl. So once I leave her house, I'm on the highway. I'm on I-20. Now, I'm riding the truck, and I see an 18-wheeler behind me. Mind you, she drove 18-wheelers. But she was supposed to be up north at the time. So I see the truck in my rearview, and it's getting closer. It's getting closer. So I'm like, the more I speed up, the more this truck is speeding up. She was an owner-operator, so her truck could go faster than the other normal trucks. So I'm like, wait a minute. It seemed like this truck is trying to hit me. So I'm looking at my rearview. I'm like, oh my God. Like, I'm switching lanes. I see as I'm switching lanes, the truck is switching lanes. So at this point, I'm like, oh my God, this truck is trying to hit me. Next thing you know, bam, it hit me. The truck hit me. So now my truck that she bought me, it was actually a Dodge Nitro. It goes across the interstate. By the grace of God, it was late. So this is I-21, the most dangerous interstates in America. By the grace of God, there were no cars coming, to where I literally ended up in the middle of the grass part of the big highway, to where my car had all turned all the way around, now sitting in the middle. To where now I'm not really hurt. I don't really feel the pain at the time, but the first person I think to call is her, because I don't even have a license. So I call her. So I'm like, hey, oh my God. I was just hit. I was just hit by an 18-wheeler. She says, what are you doing in Birmingham? So I'm like, what? Like, what are you talking about? Where are you? She's like, I think she was up north somewhere, but she said the state she was in. She was like, no, what are you doing in Birmingham? What are you doing in Birmingham? I'm like, what are you talking about? So at this point, let me get off the phone with her, because I'm too distraught right now, and let me just try to make it home. So I get home. Like I said, now I'm thinking, I don't know if it was her. I don't know at this point, right? Moving along. So I hear her one day on the phone with her ex. And she's talking, and the girl is on speakerphone, but she don't know that I'm home. She don't even know. And I walk up and I hear her ex say, I'm tired of this bitch. Why is this bitch not dead yet? So I'm like, who the hell is she talking to? But at this point, I know what type of game she's playing. So I'm like, she can't be talking about me. I know she's talking to her ex. I really don't care. Play your games. At this point, I had the money. You know, it is what it is. Whatever. So she's still playing her games. By this point, I'm fed up with the games. I don't want to play the games anymore. Now I'm starting to realize, you know what? The money is not even worth the games. So I ended up meeting a guy. It was a guy that I knew already, but he really, really was interested in talking to me. He had been trying for years. We had just been, texting, talking on the phone for years, maybe over 5 years. So this one particular day, he ends up telling me, hey, he gets a settlement from his job. Something happened. He got a settlement in. He was like, hey, it was a week before my birthday. He said, hey, I want to take you shopping. Is it okay if I take you? We can go to Atlanta. We can go shopping. So I said, okay, cool. Let's go. I go pick him up. Mind you, I'm in the truck that she bought me. So I go pick him up. We go to Atlanta. We have a good time. I mean, he's whatever I want. Whatever I want. I'm buying it up. At this point, I'm like, oh, I can replace her. At this point, now this is like my sign from the universe. You know what? Let her go. She's playing too many games. You know what? I just don't know if this is for me. Like, I really, really, even though lesbian was definitely for me, but it was just too much with her. I'm like, if this is the way that it goes, I don't know if this is for me. Not saying that's the way it goes. So at this point, now I'm with this man. We're in Atlanta. We're shopping. I done had the best time for my birthday. I mean, when I tell you the best time, and mind you, he is absolutely gorgeous. So we get back after like maybe 4 days in Atlanta, going out, hanging out, shopping. We get back. He lived in Anniston, Alabama. We get back to Alabama, right? I live in Birmingham. We get back to Anniston, Alabama, and basically we're back at his house. So we're back at his house. All of a sudden, we're just, he made us a drink. We're sitting around, we're chilling. I'm looking at the stuff that I bought. Like, oh, yeah, I'm going home. I'm going to go home in the morning, though, basically. So he's like, okay, cool. All of a sudden, it's a... So I'm like, something tells him, hey, don't open that door. I don't know why. But it just came out. I didn't even mean to say it. I said, don't open that door. Right? So he's like, what do you mean? What you talking about? Don't open the door. Hold on. So he go and get his gun. He go get his protection, right? He comes back. He opens the door. She bum rushes in. Mind you, this girl was kind of strong now. She was like top heavy. I'm gonna say that, but she was a nice looking girl. So she bum rushes in, right? Mind you, she's been working on 18 wheelers and cranking them trailers, so she was pretty strong. She bum rushed in. By this point, he put the protection right on her head. Because I've already been telling him about all the things she's done to me. She's been fighting me. It's been a lot of things that this girl has done to me. And at this time, I'm really getting tired of her and I need to get away from her because it's like a fatal attraction. So basically, he got the gun on her. She is so crazy. She's telling him, knocking the gun, get that gun out of my face. Get that gun out of my face. At this point, I'm like, oh my God, she is really crazy. And like, I don't want to be in here if something actually had to happen. Like if he actually has to pull it. So, and he's telling her like, you better bag up. By this time I get up off the couch and now I done ran towards the back way because I'm like, I don't know which way it's going to go, but I don't want her to get on me and I don't want to be right there. So as I said in my last video, she bum rushes in the house. Now he has a big rifle, and the rifle is pointed right at her. So she's slapping it out of, slapping the gun, basically telling him like, get that gun out of my face. Get that gun out of my face. By this point, not gonna lie, I was really scared because I knew how far she would go. I knew it was no limit to how far she would go to try to hurt me. So, and I had already told him about her, so he's trying to stop her. So by this point, I've already ran towards the bedroom. Now, he's basically, I'm like, just don't hurt her. Like, don't shoot her. Don't shoot her because, you know, of course I don't shoot her. So by this time, he's basically trying to tell her to get out. So now he's using his man strength to like try to push her out of the house. Now he's pushed her out of the house and locked the door. Mind you though, the truck that she bought me is outside. So by this point, she's still out there. She's out there. So he's like, damn, baby girl, like what you got going on? Like this bitch is crazy. You know, I'm like, yeah, I told you. Like, okay, so the time goes on, a few minutes goes on, next thing I know, the police shows up. She called the police. So I'm thinking, like, how can she call the police? I'm like, there's no way that anything can happen with me because she's in the wrong. So by this point, she's telling, the police comes, she tells them that basically the truck that she got from me is hers and she wants her truck. She wants her truck back and, so at this point, I'm pretty much over the situation. I'm okay if it's over with. If you want your truck, you can get your truck back. Whatever to just be done with her. At that point, I was like, okay, do it. Get your truck back. So as I said, I'm like, there's nothing that she can do with me. But when the police comes, they basically knock on the door. So when they knock on the door, I tell him to do not tell the police that I'm in here because I had warrants. Not in that county, but in
she is jacked up all around.
He basically, when the police comes to the door, he tells them that I'm not in there. But she is basically controlling the police. So she's yelling at them like, officer, go in there, officer. She's in that house, officer. And they are listening to her. Like these people are literally following her orders. So at this point, they come in the house, look for me, find me, bring my name. What do you know? Of course, I had a warrant there. As I said, no small towns in Alabama, it's a cash bond. So you can't call a bail bondsman or anything like that. You got to pay the full price. Now, mind you, this is like 11 something at night. Which means that, so he's telling me, so now they pretty much getting me out. I'm walking out of handcuffs. I'm trying to figure out how did I end up in handcuffs? Like, cool. So now I'm in the back of the police car. She's still talking junk. Now he's at the police car like, baby, don't worry. Baby, I'm on my way. I'm about to come and get you out of there. So they take me to jail. They booking me. In my mind, I'm just like, you know what? I'm done. I'm done with her. I'm done with this situation. This is too much. So he comes to get they wouldn't let him get me out that night because it was $1,800 exactly for me to get out. And he couldn't get that money out of the ATM that night. So he had to wait until the bank opened in the morning. So I had to sleep in jail, basically. So about maybe 10:30 or so, I'm looking at the jail window at the top, the only little window that is to see, and I see him pull up. I see him like, girl, I'm telling all the girls like, girl, there he go. That's my man right there. There he go. So he comes in, he bails me out. I'm just like, oh my God, like, this man just spent all this money on me. We just went shopping. Now he just spent $1,800. But in my mind, I'm really not trying to get back in another relationship. So I didn't really want that. I can't explain. Once you've been in a situation like that with somebody and they were spending money on you, you're kind of cautious the next time. So I really didn't want to get involved with somebody who was already coming in doing point. He's got me out of jail. And to be honest, I really did not want to get back in another relationship that started off doing the same thing that she was doing because I didn't know if that was the same spirit, just a different person. So I wasn't ready to be committed just then. He basically tells me, you moving in with me. So I'm like, I really didn't want to, but something told me that I kind of needed somebody that was willing to protect me from her for the time being until I was able to, for her to just get over me. So basically, as I said, she got her car back. I let her get her truck back, but I had 3 cars of my own. So he took me to get one of my cars. I ended up moving in with him, brought some of my stuff, moved in with him. But as I said, that's not what I really wanted to do. I really didn't want to be confined to somebody else just then. So basically now I moved in, everything is good, but he has these high expectations for me. He wants me to cook for him every day. He wants me to perform a lot of wifey duties. Basically telling me that, yeah, you're going to be my first wife. In my mind, I'm thinking, I'm not ready for this. As I said, I was still young then. I was only like 25 years old, I think, at the time. So I'm like, I'm not really ready for that. He was 40.
One controlling person to the next.
He was a very nice looking man. Moving on. Now I gotta cook for this man every single day, and I'm really getting tired of it. Now he doesn't even want me to have a thought. He doesn't want me to think for myself. He doesn't want me to speak. If I'm speaking, he cuts me off. It's like he doesn't want me to hang with any of my homegirls that I knew just to even go work out. He wanted to basically be there to do everything with me and didn't want me to get out of his sight. So at this point, I'm kind of getting tired of it. After about a month, I was over it. I noticed at night he would take one of his cars and block my car in. He would literally park behind my car, so that way my car is parked near the house. I can't get out. There's no way I can get out. So, you know, I started to think, like, what if I want to get out of here? What if one night I get upset and I just want to leave? Like, I don't want him blocking my car in. Now I'm starting to speak up for myself because I'm really getting tired of him. He's being rude. He feels like because he pays for everything and he's doing this for me that he can pretty much treat me any type of way. You know, he was like another version of her. And I just got fed up with it. So I attempted to leave. And I just basically went to him and told him, hey, I don't think this is working out. I think I'm going to leave. I'm going to go and get me a hotel and until I can just figure things out. So he snaps. He literally goes berserk. He goes and get his gun. He pulls the gun on me. So as I said, so at this point, I'm terrified. I really don't know what to do. He is going berserk. I mean, he has it pointed right at me.
That coochie must be good.
All I know is to basically
the girl want to kill her, now the guy want to kill her.
That came to my mind. Just do whatever he wants, whatever he says, even if you have to go along with just being with him. Just do it. So at this point, he's almost, his eyes are red. I mean, he is telling me you're not going anywhere, and I mean you're not going anywhere. So I didn't. So basically, I'm like, you know, it's okay. Like, you know, we don't have to do this. Like, you know, I don't know what I'm thinking. I just got a lot going on, and I just need to, you know, maybe we just need to talk. We just need to sit down. We need to talk. We need to think. And in my mind, I knew I got to get out of here. Like, I got to find a way to get out of here. And I had already ran from a man before, which is why I left Mississippi and I was in Alabama. So I knew how to play my role. So I knew to just basically sleep with one eye open and just play my cards until, you know, I can get out of here. So by this point, I'm starting to think now I got to do something to make him want to be done with me. And whatever that might be. So a week has went by. Now he's taking me shopping again. We back cool. You know, we're going out to eat. So he thinks we're back cool. We're going out to eat. Everything is good. He's taking me to these different boutiques, buying me all these different nice $100 dresses. So everything is good. I'm not willing to be the yes woman again. You know, yes, whatever you want me to do. Basically, like, if you want me to cook for you, I cook for you. You want me to make you a drink? Like, he wanted me to wait on him hand and foot, basically. And, like, he thought I was his slave, in a way. So, I'm like, I gotta get out of here. Like, I gotta get out of here. I was not with that. I had never done that before. I'm not willing to do that. Plus, I have my own money. So, I'm like, even though you spent money on me, I have my own money. I really don't need your money. So, I'm like, no. I'm saying no. I'm basically cutting him off. I'm talking strong to him. I'm really showing my real personality. Like, you're not renting anything. I don't really need you. And as I said, I need him to basically want to be done with me. So I'm letting him know that I cannot be controlled. I cannot be dominated. You will not talk to me that way. So I end up meeting his mom. I met his mom, and she basically tells me, She pulls me to the side and says, the first time that he puts his hands on you, I want you to leave. So I'm like,
if your
put his
mama
hands on
say
who?
that
If
about
he
you,
puts
you
it,
ain't shit.
so for his mom to even say that, that was my saving grace. Which I already knew that he was crazy, but she didn't know that I had already had an encounter to witness how crazy he really was, and I didn't tell her. So that following Monday, I had an interview for Honda, and Honda was a big thing in that area. It was actually a really, really good job. So it wasn't through a temp service. It was actually through Honda where I was making $28 an hour working in the office. That made him so nervous. He was so nervous because he knew, even though I already had my own money, but he knew with that type of job and my own money, there was no way that he could control me. He could not continue to control me. So someone had sliced my tires, and he ended up, and I had big rims, big wheels on my truck. So he goes to get me new tires, basically. It ended up washing my car for me and everything, waxed it. I mean, it was shining, looking beautiful. So he like, babe, I just want to make sure you looking good and you showing up good to your interview, and so everything good. So mind you now, where this man lived, it was literally about 30 minutes from Honda. So I'm on the road, and where he lived is a lot of dangerous roads. When I say very dangerous, meaning like it's very steep hills on each side. I drove all the way 30 minutes to Lincoln. So I'm literally on the road of Honda, and on this road of Honda is actually a new highway that they've opened up the highway, so it's big, it's huge. And there's no cars on this whole highway. Mind you, this road is very busy because of Honda. There's no cars on this highway at this point. And I'm driving, the sun is shining, I'm just driving. The next thing I know, my wheel comes off of my truck. I see my wheel basically bounce off of my truck and bounce to the woods as my truck starts to slide. Now, when my truck starts to slide, at this point, I don't know if the truck is about to flip. I'm literally just trying to control it, and my truck literally slides to the middle lane of that highway. As I said, no cars are coming. So I'm so shaken up at this point. I'm so shaken up because it's like, I don't know how did this even happen? Like, how did this happen? So I call him. Like, in distress. I'm crying, like, please, I need you to come and help me. My wheel just came off my car. So at this point, I can't even make it to my interview. I'm so distraught. My car is in the middle of the road. My wheel is in the woods. I got to get all of this taken care of before I can even... So I had to get all this taken care of before I could even attempt to go to the interview. Now, as I said, I'm on the road of Honda, but Honda is literally like 2-3 miles down the road still. And once you go down that road, it's still a long way. It's too far to walk. If I would have walked, it would have literally took me about 4 hours to make it. There were no Ubers in that area because we're in the country. So, as I said, I called him. And I knew he was 30 minutes away, so it was going to take him a minute to even get there to be able to get me to the interview. So I lost the interview. I had to call him to know I'm not even going to be able to make it. When he shows up, the look on his face, when I tell you the look on his face, I read everything about him. He was disappointed because I was not hurt. He wanted me to be hurt. It was supposed to be... That situation was supposed to go a totally different way, and I wasn't even supposed to make it that far. He was literally, his energy screamed to me like, how did you do this? Like, how did you make it through this? And because he wasn't happy, that I was alive, basically. Even though he paid for the tow truck and everything, but I could just tell the way he was acting to me. I'm like, he set this up. He set this up because, as I said, I went through so much at this point now. The spirit speaks to me. So I know, even if I know at this point now, I got to get away from him. As I said, this is the same exact spirit. This man did not want me to get that job because he didn't want me to get away from him. So we go back. Now we're back at his place. We're back at his place. By this time, everything has registered to me. I already want to get away from him. Now I'm about to get away. So we cooking. I've already cooked. We having a drink. And he again starts to be a little disrespectful. And he says something disrespectful about my brothers. Mind you, he didn't even know my brothers. And he didn't know anything bad about my brothers to say. He was just basically saying like, yeah, when I see your brothers, they ain't running shit when it comes to you now. I'm in charge now. And I'm gonna let their ass know. So I'm like, you're not gonna let them know shit. Like, you're not gonna say anything to my brothers because that's not your place to do that. Like, mind you, I had met his sister who was very disrespectful. Very disrespectful. But I was just like, you're not gonna disrespect anybody in my family because they're not disrespecting you. You'll never even meet my brothers. So what are you saying? So at this point, I'm just saying whatever because I want to go. I want to get away from him. So I'm letting him know, like, you ain't shit anyways. And like at this point, I'm really tired of you. And you really think that you have this, you have some type of control over me when you don't. Like any person that. So at this point, listen. Before you move to Atlanta, you need to make. I took the police on a mini high speed chase.
Oh Lord. See,
I took the police on a mini high-speed chase yesterday. But let me tell you about the power of God. I don't suggest nobody do.
we hear stuff like this in her story, and I'm like, she's still at it. She's still at it. This girl ain't learned her damn lesson. I ain't never met somebody who have this much drama. You know, in a few short years, she done got jumped by girls she don't even know in a town she ain't even from, which that was a great story, but it was just kind of like, damn, you moving around in Alabama, you need to move around. And then she meets two more crazy people in Alabama, okay? And then not only that, it's like you pretty much can buy her. If you got a little bit of money, she coming. She don't care what you doing. You cheating, you whooping on her, you don't. She coming. Spin that bag, she coming. So I think that's very wild. I think it's like, I don't know. She's not an ugly girl. I just think it might be some self-esteem issues.
I'm gonna keep it real with you.
Like
About 85%.
this is not an ugly girl. You know, sometimes when gaps be cute, but if so, she can get these guys or girls, and either she has, I think she can't read people. She can't read nobody. The friends was setting up. She called everybody her friend. Oh, this is my friend. My friend, your friend set you up. Your coworker set you up. You going over somebody else's you going to a video shoot with another friend. She setting you up. Like, girl, you can't read people at all. Okay, because these people are damn near ready to kill you, and you just gonna be like, "Hey, friend." Hey, friend, looking ass. Girl, if you don't sit down somewhere and read a Bible or something, because this sounds dangerous. Everything that she going through just, oh my God. Anyway, everyday people, man, we got 21 seconds left in the Thunder playoff game. Uh, um, I just want to let y'all know, I got to say one thing before we go. What did I say? All right. I'm going to just say this. Julius Randle, Diddy scandal, Jesus sandal, Thunder in 5. Okay, we're going to the finals, baby. All right, everyday people, man. Thank y'all for watching. We will be back with another one. I got a lit video tomorrow, so y'all get y'all popcorn ready in the morning. It's gonna be a lit video, so y'all that going to work and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Check out the video in the morning. Make sure y'all hit the like button on the way out, man. And check out the video tomorrow. Check out some of my other lives. They all good story times. All these lives are good story times. So go check them out, okay? It's plenty of them, okay? So Thank y'all for joining, man. Everyday people like, comment, and subscribe.